Hello, beach friends. We've hit the road and we've traveled about 1.5 hours north to Minnesota Key to visit one of Florida's state parks at Stump Pass. I'm not the only one that likes to be early, so I had to wait a few minutes for the park to open at 8 a.m. And I can certainly see why people would want to spend the day at this gorgeous beach. We are going to scour the beach looking for beach treasures. We're going to do a little snorkeling, and I have an amazing wildlife encounter. We're also going to spend a little time looking for shark teeth. So we're really going to make the most of our time here at Stump Pass. If you're ready to start our salty adventure, let's go to the beach. Okay, we have arrived. We are at Stump Pass State Park. So it is a state park. There is an entrance fee of only $3 per vehicle. It's a self-serve little deal. You kind of take your little envelope here, you put your money in there, it goes into this green stand here, and you're on your way. Now, I just want to show you, I did shoot this later in the day, so that's why the parking lot is full, but the parking lot is right there. There's the parking lot, there's the entrance, and just in case you did need facilities, there are facilities here also, right over there. So very convenient parking, very convenient facilities. And one last thing, don't bring the pooch. Dogs are not allowed. Okay, now that we got that all out of the way, let's just start cruising the beach and seeing what's out there. Weather is going to be on our side. I have no threat of thunderstorms, rainstorms, anything. And there are seashells here. Fantastic. All right. Also, your common stuff. That's okay. As long as we're finding shells, we can make this work. A little bit of stuff down here, too. Mostly your arcs. Some cockles. Things of that nature. So I think we're going to do okay. I think we're definitely going to find some shells. And then just real quick, let's take a peek at what is rolling around in the water. For the most part, it appears to be pretty much the same materials that are up on the beach. Now, the last time I came here, so this is only the second time I've been here, all the good stuff was at the end of the beach. Let's do a quick check-in. So tide's coming in and 76 degrees. Tide is not going to help us. And I was saying is this is my second time here. Last time, lots of the shells were down at the end of the island. So I'm going to head down there. This is a turkey wing. So as I'm walking down to the end of the island, I am going to at least slow down a little bit. So this I know looks like a turkey wing. I call it its weird cousin. This is a mossy arc. So I know they look really similar, but they are quite different. So that is a mossy arc. And this is a lady-in-waiting Venus clam. I am particularly fond of those clamshells. So as we're making our way down the beach, I figured this would be a good time to just kind of remind you, I do a brand new beach video every single week. I have no idea what's going to be out there. It could be critters, could be shells. I have no idea. But every week I go out there and we usually find something pretty awesome. So if you like this kind of thing and you haven't done it yet, I am going to recommend that you subscribe. Every Sunday at 7 o'clock, a new beach video will come out. So we'll find something to talk about, something to explore every single week. And today's actually going to be pretty fun. We're going to see all sorts of cool stuff today. Now, if I had a favorite slipper snail, this would probably be the one. This is called an eastern white slipper snail. And they're supposed to be that flat. Just kind of cool. Eastern white slipper snail. And this is a scallop, and this is called a rough scallop. You can kind of tell because of the wings on the bottom. That's really what I'm looking at when I'm trying to determine if it is a rough scallop or not. I did see some ladies coming at me from the point, and I'm kind of hoping they left some goodies for me there. And let's talk about that, where I parked, where I'm going. So the parking lot is here, and I'm going to walk down the beach down to here because this is the area that had the most shells the last time I was here. They were really kind of concentrated down at the end. So I'm going to, look for things as I walk along, but really kind of hustling to get down to the bottom of the island. But I was distracted by this turkey wing, and it's actually in fantastic shape. Isn't that beautiful? So that is a turkey wing. It's also known as a zigzag arc. So that is also an arc shell. And this is just a little bit green and slimy scallop, and it was a little bit on the larger side, so I decided to hold on to that slimy shell. And here we have a lettered olive. It's pretty much got its point. Of course, it's got the shells jammed in there, and it's just the shape of that shell. The lettered olive kind of has that opening, and shells typically do get jammed in there. This is a calico clam shell. Another clam shell I am quite fond of. And this is one of the arcs I kind of like. So that is called a cut-ribbed arc. And if I had to pick a favorite arc, well, actually, I really like the blood arcs and the eared arcs. So I guess I kind of like a lot of the arcs. I like the coral too. So this is thin-fingered coral. Looks like octopus suckers, doesn't it? Kind of with those little holes in it. So that is thin-fingered coral. Oh, another turkey wing. All right, not quite as beautiful as the previous one we picked up. But you can see it's got that straight hinge. So that's a turkey wing. And another calico clam. These two shells seem to be hanging out here at the beach today. The turkey wings and the calico clams. And that works for me. I haven't had a day with an abundance of either of those shells, so happy to see those little beauties. Shut up! So that is a Florida cone. It's a little beat up, but still great find. And it's really big, nice Florida cone. Here we have a Florida fighting conch. Got a little bit of purple on the inside. It's kind of your regular Florida conch. Ooh, nice variety today. So this is a chestnut turban. It's a little tiny bit chipped, but definitely keeping that pretty turban. Now making my way. So I'm almost down at the end. And if I had to say, I think that it is picking up a little bit. The concentration of shells is starting to get a little bit more. I'm starting to see a little bit more on here. So again, most of your arcs, there's still plenty of shells here. Very pretty, colorful. And the tide's coming in. Tide is not helping us today, but that's all right. It is what it is. A little spiny jewel box. More on the lumpy side. Oh, and another turkey wing. Oh, yeah. I picked up plenty, so I was able to be quite picky with those. A gorgeous pile of multicolored shells. Yep. And out of all that, I had to go for the little Venus clam again. All right, so let's take a look at some turkey wings and some mossy arcs. So these are turkey wings. Again, they're called zigzag arcs. They do have that very straight hinge, almost perfectly straight. So that is a turkey wing, aka zigzag arc. That is a mossy arc. So that also is going to have that really straight hinge. But they kind of have that weird wave in it, and they won't have those zigzags the way that the turkey wing will. So again, like I said, I know they look similar. Hopefully that'll help. Those are mossy arcs. So it looks like a lot of the end of the beach is staked off for the birds. So a little bit for the bird sanctuary. They need their space too. Okay, so that is a calico clam that is very discolored. It has been buried in the sand, and a little chemical reaction went on to make that shell really dark. Kind of cool. And this one, it was just really white, not albino, obviously, and quite beat up. But there is a difference between an albino white shell and just kind of a sun-bleached shell, and we're going to check that out at the very end of the video. I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Water is very clear. So pretty happy. I'm going to finish my business up on the beach first. Once I'm done kind of on the beach, then we're going to go snorkeling. But right now I'm still concentrating on what is going on closer in the water and then on the beach proper. Oh, another fancy clamshell, one of those calico clams. Gorgeous. So another little peek at the birds. So we have made it pretty much to the end at this point. And I had mentioned earlier, yeah, the tide is coming in, and it's coming in pretty wicked too. Let's do a quick check-in. Yeah, it's just coming in, and that's fine. We're going to be in the water at some point anyway, so this was the day I had to go shelling, and it will be what it will be. This will be an apple murex. Although it's a little bit beat up, a little bit, look at those reflexes, like a cat. So I did decide after further inspecting it, I didn't want to keep it, so we'll leave that for another sheller. Another one of those fancy clamshells. So that's the Lady in Waiting Venus clamshell. Oh, cool. So here is an urchin, and if it had all its spines, I probably wouldn't bother collecting it because it's so much work. But this is almost cleaned, and so I only really got to deal with what's going on the inside. So I'm going to hold on to that little urchin. This is a giant Atlantic cockle. It's like your beach variety bowl. Fantastic for holding little things in. Actually, if I'm at the beach, I don't have a beach bag, I look for one of those and kind of make little piles of shells. This is an unfortunate encounter. This is a lace murex. It is missing almost, it's barely a quarter of a shell. Oh, the same with this. That is a crown conch. That also is missing a bunch of its pieces. A little bit of a beat up turkey wing. Oh, your scallops, your arcs. Probably kitten paws mixed in there somewhere. Oh, another piece of coral. Excellent. It's in good shape. It's got that like sucker pattern on it. So that again is thin-fingered coral. So we did make it to the end. The last time I was here, it was not roped off for the birds. I guess the birds were in another area, so I was able to kind of explore over there, but it's roped off. So we're just going to stick to the water and the beach over here. Here is another giant Atlantic cockle. Fantastic. Your little beach bowl. Beautiful day. The water is so clear. So I'm going to walk along here just for a minute, see if anything kind of pushes up here. Again, very lucky that it's nice and clear. It does get cloudy for a second. The sand will get kicked up, but it settles right back down, and so visibility is great. Yeah, I had mentioned the tide. Again, it's not working in our favor, and frankly, it's making the pass here between these two islands a little bit tumultuous. So I am not going to be snorkeling over here. It is 80 degrees out. I'm going to kind of wrap around the corner and wait, see the water calms down a little bit. See, do I spy something? I do. I spy another lettered olive. And sometimes, for whatever reason, the really kind of weathered ones are so pretty. Oh, speaking of so pretty, so that is a calico scallop, and I did see that bright orange kind of flashing in the water, so I was able to score myself a very colorful calico scallop. Another calico shell. This is a calico clam. And a little coquina. Fantastic. A little 2-for-1. All right, so at this point, I am going to relocate and look for a place to go snorkeling and let you all have a little beach time. All right. Now, last year when I came here, I did find my big horse conch snorkeling, and believe me, I laser focus. I'm looking for anything that looks like a little clam or a tail of a shell. And snorkeling is actually kind of hard. The current is really strong, and I'm very buoyant. Like, I have a really hard time diving down. So it's much easier if I can kind of like push along with my feet or my hands, so I can kind of at least have control of where I'm going. All right, here it's so I'm filming and snorkeling. We got a little shell of some sort. Okay, I'm getting called knocked around. What do we got here? Okay, a prickly cockle. Excellent. I'm kind of holding on real good to that because, like I said, there is quite a current. And okay, looks like a bay scallop. Wonderful. And then I did see a critter. That's this, not this shot. That is a kitten paw. Lots of effort for a kitten paw. Can't we just call it like a mini lion's paw? All right, so got that. And there were some critters. Where are they? Right, that's not a critter shot. Oh, I was very determined apparently to get that turkey wing. I just didn't have enough. And we can laugh about that at the end of the video when you see how many I actually got. So got a turkey wing, okay. Another little scallop. Appears to be one of the calico scallops. There's the critter. So that's a little hermit crab. And I was excited to see it because normally I pick them up, they hide in their shell. But this little crab, he's all out. He's actually an abandoned tulip. And so that was it. I apologize. If I dove down, he or she was gonna probably run away. So I was just kind of happy checking out this little hermit crab, flipping over shells and doing its hermit crab thing. So that was kind of exciting. And it's just, yeah, that was another critter. I don't know what that is. Maybe a sea robin? It's kind of like a fish with little wings on it. So that was another little critter I spied. And then I missed, there was a giant stingray that I missed. And the next thing you know, there's a manatee right there. Now, luckily, I was able to quick hit the record button, so I was able to record some of it. But it was absolutely thrilling to have that animal so close out in the wild where it's supposed to be. It's going to poke its little nose up. It was amazing. I was blown away. I wish I'd been able to get that stingray for you guys, but at least I got a little bit of the manatee. Let's take another look, slow it down a little bit. Now, it has been injured by boats. You will see that white mark. It has been hit by a boat, but otherwise seems pretty okay. Look at that massive tail. Oh, it was that. I was thrilled to have had that encounter. It was amazing. And it didn't occur to me that I'm going to see critters. I had shells on the brain. Here's another one of those maybe sea robins. I don't know if somebody knows what that is. If you wouldn't mind dropping me a comment, that would be great. So I was scouring. I was looking for that horse conch, man. I really, really was. But, snorkeling didn't really help me out today. But still did manage to find a couple of things. And again, that manatee blew my mind. I was beside myself. So cool. And there is a seraph, which is also kind of a cool shell. Another giant Atlantic cockle. All right, it's got only a tiny piece of the other side on that hinge there. But sure, we'll definitely take that beach bowl home. Uh-oh, piece of glass. And it is not sea glass. That is just garbage. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the beach. Oh, hello, calico scallop. Kind of pretty delicate pink. Kind of kissed by pink. Real pretty little shell. And a yellow prickly cockle. I can tell I got some, I'm seeing something else by the way I'm kind of moving. Oh, we have a jingle, very shiny yellow jingle to go with my yellow prickly cockle. Oh, there's the little baby's foot on the other side. And while I'm picking up jingles, might as well grab those too. So got ourselves a yellow prickly cockle and a couple of jingles. Woohoo! Ooh, very pretty. There's another real pretty calico scallop of the orange variety. Very nice. Do like me a good orange shell. Oh, another lettered olive. This fella has its top and its shells jammed in the aperture. Excellent. So we have another little lettered olive. Now, at this point, I'm starting to get shark teeth on the brain, and you will notice that there are little pieces of black. I do not think that that is a shark tooth, but there's tons of little black things that kind of look like shark teeth. I've only gone shark tooth hunting like maybe twice before. Clearly not my expertise. I really don't think that that's a shark tooth. I still think it's kind of cool. I don't know about that one. Maybe it's a broken one. I don't know. But I still just kind of like the black. Maybe that is. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to them. And there is a worm snail. All right. So it looks like I'm about to go shark tooth hunting. I did want to go back to my car and get my scoop, though. That was going to be a pretty necessary piece of equipment. Guess what that is? That is a shark tooth. It's broken. There's my scoop. You're really, well, you might find them without the scoop, but you're going to have a much easier time with one. So I have scooped and I've kind of dumped out my goodies onto the beach. Not the best way to do it. You're better off if you have one of the grates with the pool noodles, and that kind of looks like this. So you got your pool noodles and your grate. I don't have that with me today, so I'm only working with my scoop. So if you were serious about finding shark teeth, I might go ahead and recommend that you do create one of those little grate things. I just know that this beach might have shark teeth, and of course I always have my scoop in my car, so I figured I was at least going to try a little bit. Now, again, I don't think that that is a shark tooth. Look, if you know and you can tell me, I would really appreciate it. That is a shark tooth. So that I do know for sure is a shark tooth. So that is what, for sure shark tooth looks like. The other ones, again, I am not an expert. So my definite and my possibly broken one, and then some bunch of maybes that I just kind of liked. They gotta look like shark teeth, right? And just some little weird little black shiny pieces. So those are all the shark teeth that I managed to find. Again, if I had had that grate, I probably would have had a lot better luck, but it still was exciting to kind of at least find a couple of pieces. Now, as I was putting my couple of pieces into my little delicates container, the Aristotle's lantern popped out of my urchin. So that is what this little, it's the teeth grinding plates. There's 5 of them. It's called Aristotle's lantern. That side points out. That side is what's actually inside the animal. So I just wanted to show you, since it popped out, I really don't have that much cleaning to do. So that was kind of exciting. And then here is just another quick look. This is a gorgeous beach. You can find shells and shark teeth, and apparently you can have amazing critter encounters too. So, and again, for $3 a car, you can't beat it. So this is a fantastic beach to come to, Stump Pass. And then because it is kind of on, an island, there is a bay behind it. And I just took a quick peek. I know that crown conchs like to kind of hang out in bay areas, so I figured, I'll just peek just in case. But instead I was met with just a lovely view. So this is the haul from today. I told you, I wasn't kidding about the turkey wings. I picked up quite a few. And I also managed to get a couple of scallops, a couple of those lady-in-waiting Venus clams, a Florida fighting conch, a couple prickly cockles, that cut-ribbed arc, the big cockles, the giant Atlanta cockles, the calico clams, some olives, the mossy arcs, and then kind of my favorite things today, the Florida cone, the rough scallop, that calico scallop, the eastern slipper snail, the little worm snail, and the shark teeth. So that was really cool. I mean, that manatee was something else. I had a fantastic time. Now the white shell. Let's take a look at that white shell compared to an albino. So we can see on the right, that is an albino lightning whelk, and it is white, 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 white. Where the one on the left, it's whitish, a little more of the creamy color, but once you kind of see those together, that white and of an albino shell will really be white. So hopefully you also could kind of see the difference in that. Once you see that albino, you just know. Patreons, thank you so, so very much for supporting me and helping me go out and do things like this. I really appreciate you helping me pay for parking and gas and all that good stuff. Next week, we are headed to the east coast of Florida. So today we saw shark's teeth. Next week, we're going to see some sharks. So you have a fantastic week, and I will see you again next Sunday.